morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're all well and safe, enjoying the beautiful weather. Today's shiur, Lule Nishmas, Aranachim, Mitzvah, Kohen, Yishol, Mocha, B'Shepsel, Bracha, Savish, B'Aleib, and B'Nam Moshe Ben Yosef, men, that Yisrael shall have an aliyah for Shlema Yisrael, Baruch Aliyah, Bracha, B'Spesel Zada, Rachel, Eliana, Basya, Bracha, Av Yisrael, Barisha, Chaybas, Doa Bela, for Shlema, B'Sof, Sharchal Yisrael, and Shefer Bracha Vatzlecha, Tzfinot, and Bracha Rachalea, Nazir Bekarov to Shmuel David Ben and Miriam. And a shout out to our sponsor, Seder Nashim, the Imperial Advisory Group, helping people with their CFO stuff for over 30 years. If you or your company needs help with CFO stuff, please reach out to them at imperialgrp.com. Here we go. Perek Zion, Maseches Nazir. We're finishing up Nazir again on Wednesday, and we're starting Shota on Thursday. The Siyam from Tuesday, June 9th, a little less than a month from now. Here we go. Perek Zion, Mishnah Aleph. It's a short perek today. Kohen Gadol and Nazir. So a Kohen Gadol and a Nazir may not become tamei to Mason, even to those who are close relatives. A Kohen Gadol, a Kohen Hedjo can be tamei to his Zion clothing, father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter, spouse, or his wife, really. Not spouse, his wife. It's a Kohen, so it's a male, so it's his wife. But a Kohen Gadol cannot be tamei to anybody, not even his Zion clothing, with the exception of a mace mitzvah. I'm jumping the gun over here, but the Nazir is like a Kohen Gadol in that regard. He cannot be metamet to anybody. Aval metamet the mace mitzvah, but they can be metamet to a mace mitzvah in order to bury it on the road. Right, and that's in extreme circumstances. If they were together on the road and they found an abandoned corpse, which one of them should bury the corpse? So it becomes time to see. Kohen Gadol, any of a Nazir, they're walking together and they come across a mace on the road. So who should bury the mace? Rabbi Eliezer, Amar Yitame Kohen Gadol, Al Yitame Nazir. Rabbi Eliezer says it's better that the Kohen Gadol should become tamei and the Nazir should not become tamei. Chachamim Amim Yitama Nazir Al Yitama Kohen Gadol. The Chachamim say it's better that the Nazir should become tamei and the Kohen Gadol should not become tamei. So now we're talking about why. Amar Lehem Rabbi Eliezer said to the Chachamim, Yitama Kohen Gadol Kohen Sheina maybe carbon out to muscle. It's better that the Kohen should become tamei because he does not have to bring a carbon for his tumah. So interesting here that the nusach of the Mishnah changes from Kohen Gadol to Kohen regular. He has a footnote here from the Bartanura that even though that's the same rule for an ordinary Kohen and a Nazir who were walking together. The reason why the Mishnah mentioned Kohen Gadol is to highlight the view of Eliezer that even when the Kohen walking with the Nazir is a Kohen Gadol, Eliezer still holds that he should become tamei and not the Nazir. Okay, so it's certainly a Kohen Hedjo. Maybe carbon out to muscle, but the Nazir should not become tamei because he does have to bring a carbon for his tumah. So using that as a proof that since the Nazir has to bring karbanos, shows that the Torah was more machmir about his level of kedusha and Gadol's, and therefore given a choice, the Kohen Gadol should become tamei to bear the mace rather than the Nazir. The Chacham said to Eliezer, Yitama Nazir she'en kedushas kedushas olam. It is better that the Nazir should become tamei because his kedusha is not a kedusha that lasts forever. Yitama Kohen kedushas kedushas olam, and the Kohen should not become tummy because his kedusha is a kedusha that lasts forever. He's born a Kohen, he dies a Kohen, unless he does something like they really screw it up. He's not going to lose the kahuna. But a Nazir is a short term thing, anyways, unless he's a Nazir Olam or Nazir Shimshon. Mr. Bays, Al Eilat Tumalos Hanazir Megaleach, becoming Tameh from the following types of tumas mace, a Nazir must shave. Al mace, or becoming Tameh from an actual mace, from an actual corpse. Al Kazayas ben mace, or from an olive's volume of the flesh of a corpse. You see it, like I don't know, you see like a finger or a nail or a toe, like you come coming for that. Val Kazayas netzel, or from an olive's volume of bottle of the body fluid of a corpse. The liquid that oozes from the decomposing flesh of the body. Malo tarvad rakav, from a ladle full of dust from a decomposed corpse. The gory stuff today. But ala shidra val hagolgoles, from the spinal column or the skull of the corpse. But al evrim and amaze, al evrim and achai, sheyesh ala basa kuroi, from a limb stripped of most of its flesh that was detached from a corpse or from a living person. If it still has enough flesh left on it, that had it been attached to a living person, the flesh could have grown back over the whole limb. This comes up often unfortunately, when elderly people or sick people, they have to have like limbs amputated. So those amputated parts, those are kabel tumah, and they can make a person tummy too. Al chatzi kavat, summers from half a kav of bones from a corpse. Al chatzi log dam, or from half a log of blood from a corpse. Al magan, al masan, v'ha'olam. From all of these, he must shave whether he became tameh by touching them, carrying them, or being under the same roof with them. Al etzem kisa'ora and a Nazir also shaves for becoming tameh from a bone the size of a barley corn, but only if he became tameh by touching it or carrying it. If he was under a roof with it, if he does not become tameh, because did not become tameh from tumas oel, because a bone the size of a barley corn does not transmit tumah through tumas oel. As a summary, el elu hanazir megalef, for becoming tameh from these, a Nazir must shave his head after being matar himself from the tumah. He must therefore be sprinkled with the mechatas of the paraduma on the third and seventh days after he became tameh. Again, the other person needs to go through a paraduma process. So, sir, as a Kohanim, and he forfeits the previous days that he already observed of the Nazirus, and he must start his term all over again. And he cannot begin to count the days of his new term of Nazirus until he becomes Tahor and brings his karbanos on the 8th day after becoming Tameh. Okay, Mishnah Gimel. We got 2 more to go. It's a short perek today. It's only 4 Mishnayos. Mishnah Gimel. Aval hasechachos or haparos the base of pras. However, if it became tameh from tumah that was under the overhanging branches of a tree, or the projections of a wall, or from a base of pras. Base of pras. Remember from Moikatan was a field on which a grave had been plowed over. The Eretz Anim, or from lands of the nations, meaning land from outside Eretz Yisrael. Or became tameh from the wall, cover, or the walls of a coffin, or a viastam, or from a quarter log of the blood of a corpse. The rov atzamas, or became tameh because he was under the same roof with the quarter kav of a bone of the bones of a corpse. The kalim hanogim b'mace, or because he touched the utensils that were touching a mace. Right, so he didn't touch the mace directly, but he touched the kli that was touching the mace. V'yemei Sfaro, v'yemei Gamro. Or if during his term of Nazirus he was also in Matzorah and he observed his days of counting and his 7 days of a confirmed Matzorah, during which times he is Tamei, right? Matzorah has two sets of 7 days. Al Elu and Hanazir Galech, for these tumahs, the Nazir does not shave his head after purifying himself from them. But he must be sprinkled with the mechatas, the paraduma, on the 3rd and 7th days after he became Tamei, like anyone else. And the Nazir in these cases does not forfeit the previous days of Nazirs that he had already observed. Rather, he begins to count the remaining days of Nazirus immediately after he becomes Tahor, and he does not bring any tumah offerings before him. Okay. Be'emes, in truth, they said, Yimei hazav ha'azava, Yimei haskero shematzorah. The days of tumah and purification of the zav and azava, and the days of confinement of an unconfirmed tzorah, hare elu olenlo, these all count toward his term of Nazirus. And Mishnah Daled. Amar Rabbi Elazar, Mishum Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Elazar said in the name of Rabbi Yeshua, Kol tumah min hameis, she'nazir migalech aleh chayiv aleh al bias mikdash. Any corpse tumah for which a nazir must shave, meaning any of the tumahs listed in Mishnah Beis, is a type of corpse tumah for which a person is chayiv for chayiv kares or chatas if he enters the mikdash when he's tummy with it. But any corpse tumah for which a nazir does not shave, any of the corpse tumahs that are listed in our last Mishnah Gimel, is the type of tumah for which a person is not chayiv if he enters the mikdash when he is tummy with it. Amar Meir said, these corpse tumahs which a nazir does not shave should not be treated any more leniently than the tumah of a sheretz, which is the mildest of all tumahs. Since a person is chayiv entering the mikdash when he is tummy from a sheretz, he should certainly be chayiv entering the mikdash when he's tummy with the stricter tumah of a corpse, even if it was one for which a nazir does not shave. Rabbi Akiva said, Danti lifnei Rabbi Elazar, I made the following argument before Rabbi Elazar, Ma im kisaora she'eino tami adam ba'oel. Ma im etzem kisaora she'eino tami adam ba'oel hanazir migalech al magal masal. Now, if we're bone the size of a barley corn, which does not make a person tummy through the roof, and nazir must shave for touching it or carrying it, or v'yes dam shehu mitame adam ba'ohel, then for a quarter log of blood from a corpse, which does make a person tummy through the roof, eno din sheher nazir migalech al mago v'amaso. Is it not logical that nazir shave for touching it or carrying it? Amarli said to me, what is this akiva? Ain danin kan mikal v'chom. We do not make kal v'chomer arguments over here. We cannot derive the law for blood for the kal v'chomer from the law regarding the bone the size of barley corn. Because Shabasi behertzeisi devar with Rabbi Yeshua Amarli. When I came and presented the matter to Yeshua, he said to me, Yafa Marti, you have spoken well, meaning that your kal v'chomer logic is correct and cannot be challenged. Ella Cain Amru Halacha. Nevertheless, the Chaim transmitted this ruling regarding a bone the size of barley corn as Halacha Moshe Sinai. So such a law is not suited to any of the 13 usual methods of Torah interpretation, including the Kal Chomer, because it was passed down from Sinai, and those rules don't apply. That's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow for Perek. Have a wonderful day.